to Bizchicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is the place where tips, tools, strategies, and everything that you need to take the hassle out of your hustle. We want you to build a profitable business that's fun to run. And one of the things that helps make it fun to run is your day or your weekly marketing talk with TJ. That's right, Terry Johnson online from New York City, the digital diva. She's in the house. We're going to learn and then we're going to do. And so sit back, get your pen, paper, whatever you use to take notes, and let's get started with the social aspect. TJ, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week. Like Fran said, Marketing Talk, where we talk about marketing, strategy, information, news, trends, anything that's going to help you keep your social media marketing, your marketing strategy going in this new era. And, we are going into a new cycle. And I really want to start talking about things that I see that are coming. That means articles I read. I see I see things on LinkedIn. I see things, people, little whispers of this, that, and the other. And I keep my ear and I go, oh, that's interesting. Let's talk about that. So this is one that I found, and I'm calling it the social aspect because it is the social aspect of social media. And we have talked about this before, and I've talked about this for a long time. I think I called it Periscope marketing. I'm trying to remember how way back. I can't even remember. It's got to be years, and we've been talking for almost 10 years. But I remember reading something about how people are doing group chat, private messaging. And it wasn't a thing then because that was before the algorithm changed. That was way before AI became a thing. And I saw this thing that started happening where people were getting upset publicly on public postings, on social media, on Facebook, whatever. And there was a lot of people going underground. Like underground meaning they went to a community where they felt safe, where they talked about a topic, or they did family group chats. That's when I think the app is called Group Me. I'm trying to remember. It was like is that the name of it?
Group Me is the chat that, everybody gets in and talks about.
Yeah, so it was mostly like families getting together, group chat, and you could do that on Facebook, but not now because a lot of the younger kids aren't there. So it had to be like the family group chat where we have private talks, but we're still using the platforms. We're still using the phone. We're still using social media. It's just not for public because that's where the attacks happen. That's where the what do we want to call it? The hate speech, people were getting doxxed and all of these strangers were coming out and attacking people, mostly women, coming after them, looking at if they said something they didn't like. And they were like looking at their job and look, because that's when social media, I'm going to sign up and I'm going to put my real name and I'm going to put my job and I like ice cream and this and that. And this is the book I read. This is, I like, because when you went to Facebook, those were the things that they asked you. And we just innocently answered. Oh, my favorite TV show is. Everybody remember that when you first signed up for Facebook?
Yeah.
What happened to all of that?
What college do you go to? I was like, ooh.
We were proud of that. You're proud of that. But here we are, a new day. People are just, you got to be careful what you post. You got to be careful what you say because a stranger is going to come out and attack you. Now, some people can handle that, some can't. This is not about handling it. It's about, does that make me feel good? Do I want to be in that space? And a lot of people when I was talking about this way back when, I don't even remember what year. That's how long we've been talking about it. The Periscope market, I was like, people were going to come up to the public surface of social media, because that's what happens when you go to Instagram, when you go to Facebook, you see your feed, your public feed. People were going to go there, see something, and then go back into the group chat, go back into the family chat, go back into whatever friend chat, private. And this is why Snapchat is so still a thing, because people are like, when Snapchat came out, this is dead, Snapchat ain't gonna be around. Well, here we are. They're still talking about Snap. I was like, because Snapchat is for a certain segment, age group. They know how to use it. It's like passing notes in class, private notes. They use the private part of it. See, they know how to use it. So that's why it's around. So this Periscope marketing deal is, I saw this on my feed, but I'm not going to comment on it publicly, because somebody's going to come out and attack me because they didn't like how I spelled something, or I had a mistake, or I had a typo. Name your thing. There are people that don't want to deal with that. So I might read that silently, that article, that post, that thing, your blog, whatever the piece of information is, and I'll go back underground. Periscope on a submarine does what? When they're all down thousands of miles under the sea and they want to see what's going on the surface, they go up. They might come out, but they don't have to come out because they got a periscope. Submarine has that thing that comes up, and they look around. What's on the surface? Nothing. They go back underground. That's what we have. That's what's going on in our oceans right now. If you don't know what's going on, every country that has a military and have submarines, they're all in there. Down in the depths. Down. And you don't see them, right?
Social submarines. That's what we are working with.
They're there doing the things that they do. I don't know what they do. Military stuff, whatever it is. Checking each other out. And I'm thinking about, there's an old movie that's Sean Connery. I think it's called Red October.
Yes,
Sean
it
Connery
is.
And Alex Baldwin.
Denzel. What was it? Denzel?
No, Denzel has one. I can't remember what it was, but he was like a Navy admiral or something. But then the one I'm thinking about is the Hunt for Red October.
Yes,
and it was all submarines. It was all about the subterfuge, the secrecy, the everything was underground. That's where we are now. And I read this article and I saw it and I was like, So now we're coming up and talking about it. They don't call it Periscope marketing. I did way back when we were talking. So I saw this article. Now it is from a blog in India. And I didn't know that when I saw it. I read it somewhere and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I took a look at it and it said, oh, it references a New Yorker article. So we're going to look at that and then I'm going to show you the New York article. And then there was some conversation I saw on LinkedIn about 4 months ago about the New Yorker article. So let me bring up what I have and we can talk about it. So you can say, what are you talking about? All right. So this is from a blog called The Print. It is based in India. You see the New Delhi. And I saw this and it said, what is posting zero? The internet generation is growing tired of social media. Don't say. So I saw this and then it said, this is from the New Yorker's Kyle Shekar. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he wrote an article and we're going to look at that in a minute. But the title got me. What is posting zero? The internet generation is growing tired of social media. I was like, wait a minute. So this is kind of scary, right? Well, they're tired of social media, which means they're not using it. Nope, that's not what it means. You're going tired of posting, which gets to my Periscope marketing where I go to Facebook, I go to Instagram, whatever it is, it could be LinkedIn, whatever it is. I look at the public feed. I don't comment anymore because of what I said before, the attacks, strangers commenting and, You can block. Yes, you can block. You can do all that, but some people don't want to do that. They just want to have a nice, pleasant experience online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I've talked about this, about curating your feed. So if you don't do that, you're going to come on and see things that, oh, I don't want to get in that because here comes some poison dart from the dark from somebody and shooting arrows at me. That's not why I'm here. I'm here for the rainbows and the flowers and the puppies and the I'm here for the good stuff. So I saw this, I read it, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then I saw it was, okay, this is India based. I was like, well, it's okay, but I need to find what they were referencing. So they were, let me read a little bit of this and show full article. Okay, so a little bit of this. A study published in the Financial Times surveyed 250,000. They got a comma in there. Well, I don't know. That's a typo. 250,000 online users across 50 countries concluded that social media usage has fallen by as much as 10%. The decline is led by young people. The generation that made the internet its extension is now growing increasingly tired of it. And also because this is an Indian-based blog, they might have done this in their language and had it translated in English, which is not 100% as far as the flow. So, but I just want to read that a little bit. These trends, coupled with over commercialization of social media, instead of your friend's life updates, your feed is now filled with curated ads, regurgitated trendy reels, and AI generated slop has led to posting zero. That's what they're calling it. Coined by the New Yorker's Kyle Shaykhah in his weekly column, Infinite Scroll, it refers to daily life updates by an average online user becoming rare. And I've talked about this, remember when we first started, you posted your dog, you had what you for lunch, you did mundane things in your life, right? So that's what they're talking about here. So now I want to switch over to the actual article from the New Yorker, and it's called Are you experiencing posting ennui? Sharing casual moments from our lives on social media doesn't seem to make sense the way it used to. So he goes into the article about how social media is not, and this is from the user. We're not looking from the business end. We're looking from the user. I'm Sally whoever, and I pick up my phone and I'm like, I'm bored. Let me see what's going on. Instead of posting, now they are lurking. So this is, again, we've talked about this, about the lurker, the silent user. They're there. They're not going to say anything. Okay, so this was the article, and this was from July of this year, which the other article I saw about the posting zero pointed me here. All right, so this is what he's talking about. And I was looking at this as, okay, you could be afraid of, and this is actually the younger generation. Let me show you something first before I get into this. Now, this is another study from Razorfish. Let me see. How do I get this? Oh, I have to. Sorry, I thought I had it up. Where is it? All right, let me share my screen. This is a study I found from Razorfish. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. All right, this is from Razorfish. Okay, this is one slide from a Gen Alpha. They were really talking about Gen Alpha, which we're going to start talking about. Remember, Gen Alpha is 8 to 10, and I believe it's 8 to 10, or is it 8 to 13?
I don't know.
I forget the breakdown. We'll get that straight. But Alpha is the younger crowd, the preteens. So this is from their Z to A mindset. Razorfish is a marketing advertising agency where this is their thing. They got to know the data. They talk to people and they give surveys and everything. Of course, if they're talking to the younger crowd under 18, they get the parents' permission, of course. But this is from Razorfish. So this is from their GWI Primary Research 2022, which is still 2022 is still recent. So they're saying Alpha. 74% of alphas prefer to go outside, exercise, and use tech less to manage their mental health and disconnect. They 74% are put like, I gotta disconnect from the internet, from social media,
Wow.
from the phone and everything. Versus Gen Z says 51% of them practice self-care. So they're doing things. This is all off social media. Like, they put the phone down, or they don't use social media, and in case of Gen Alpha, I read, and there's some talking to the parents comments in this study, which we will talk about later. But I thought it was interesting that some of the parents were saying, like, they shut the phone down at 9 or whatever time. They only get it to do work. It's because they're in school, whatever the reasons are. But this is what's happening, is that we're getting to the posting zero. They're not posting, but they're still there. Alpha is saying they want to disconnect from the internet. 74%. I'm not sure
Wow.
how many they talk to, the number, but this is interesting. And I'm bringing this up because this is something that's coming. This is coming. I always like to talk about, okay, I feel something coming. So, and why do we care about Alpha? If you're a boomer or you're Gen X or what, why do you care about Alpha? Because what Alpha and Gen Z do floats up. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to tell you from firsthand. I remember when texting was a thing. When did they have the sidekicks or whatever? I was like, I'm not getting one of those. I'm not texting. That's the stupidest thing ever. Because here in New York, they would text on they would come out of the subway and on the steps and stop right there. I was like, I'm not doing that. Fast forward to today. Don't call me, text me.
Right.
Everybody said that, right?
They do. Nobody wants a phone call.
Even the older people. Why are you calling me? That could be a text. I've seen that so many times online. Why are you calling? Why is my mama calling me? She could text. So people are like, there's texting going on. And it's not just Gen Alpha, Gen Z. That texting thing has taken over all of the generations. Whereas before, when I remember it years ago, it was just that young crowd. The sidekick people, I'm thinking the 90s or something, when the sidekick and all that started kicking off, and then we got the phones, and then we got the iPhone. Remember that?
Yep.
I remember those days. So that's why I say we need to look at the younger crowd and what they're doing. Alpha, Gen Z. Gen Z is aging up. Millennials are aging up. Let me take this down. Do I have anything else to show you? No, I don't think I have. Okay. Oh, I lost my thought.
So the alphas and the Gen Zs are aging up.
Yes, they're aging, but the thing is, their behaviors and attitudes, what they do, affects each other as you move up, because they are influencing their parents. This is also from the study, the Razorfish study, that because you're thinking, well, Gen Alpha don't got a job. How they influencing something? How they buying stuff? Oh, they got money. Just the digital age. The parents give them, sell them money. Apple pay them money. They got a phone. They don't need a job. Their parents are giving them everything. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. That's true. And so they are. And what you said about the parents are being taught by them how to maneuver with this tech.
It goes back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
They go see grandma. Okay, everybody went to, people visited each other for the holidays. What happens? Oh, you want to, and I've said this before, the older generation want to talk to Gen Alpha and Gen Z. There's no phone calls. There's text. There's this. There's that. Grandma, get on Snapchat. Snapchat. Why? Because that is where the private conversations are happening.
And now this past Thanksgiving, we have family everywhere. So we were all talking about our family reunion, whether we're going to New York or we're going to go to Jamaica, or
and where were these conversations happening? Where on the phone
or
or
the text?
See, the group chat.
In a group chat.
See?
It was all group chat. And
Yeah.
every time somebody chimed in, that's the only thing I don't like about group chat. Every time somebody chime in, I'm getting a
Bing.
notification.
Yep. I said that the other day. I said, you guys gotta take me out of this thing because it was just bang, 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 bang. And all it was good morning, good afternoon. I was like, you guys, I'm saying my older relative, come on.
And now what we did, because we hadn't talked to different people. One of my aunts had passed away and my uncle passed away earlier. So all of us were in there. And this
Mhm.
was for Thanksgiving. I said,
Mhm.
you know what? Since we can't necessarily be at one another's house, how about you show a family gathering picture and maybe your food that you had?
Oh, good idea.
Because we can't be there.
Right. Or you could do a little video, a little reel, a little.
And so people were doing videos. So of course the younger people was posting videos
Yes. That's what
and
they do.
everybody else was posting pictures. My mom, she was like, look, it's too much of y'all. Everybody talking. She said, I don't feel like dealing with all of that. Y'all just let me. But she went back and looked at them later after
Yes.
all of the back and forth.
Yes, yes. So see, that's a good example of how each generation from the older to the younger are handling it. And then, like Fran said, the younger crowd did videos. They do video. They don't take pictures. They do video. They do
I
audio
mean,
notes.
and it was like little snippets and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, this is nice.
And you know what
And
all of this is? Stories. Stories.
mhm. But this was a private
Right.
story.
Right, but see, it's still a story. It's a family story. It's a
Mhm.
conversation. Like I said, the Periscope marketing. Where is the conversation happening? Because this article says posting 0. So if you're in a group chat with the family, are you posting publicly? Probably not.
No, and before it would have been on Facebook and
But
posting.
everybody to see. But why is
Mhm.
it not on Facebook publicly anymore? Because that's not a thing on Facebook is not friends and family. Hello, the algorithm has changed in the
Mhm.
last 3-5 years.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
Dr. Tati is here. Hello. Good morning. See, that's what's happening. So I saw this article. I was like, here we are. I knew this was coming. Don't ask me how. Because I'm online and reading and hearing and looking at conversations and the human behavior of, because we are still humans. We still do whatever we do. Instead of paper and pen, we now do it digitally. We've got a
Mhm.
whole generation Alpha, who doesn't know anything about paper and pen. They don't use paper and pen in school, do they? I'm not sure. I don't know what they
I'm
do in the
sure they
classroom.
write something down, but they're not teaching cursive.
Here we go. This is it.
I'm like, how are you going to sign for your check or sign for something?
Oh my
They
goodness.
print.
I can remember being taught that in school. Those books with the it looked like the little train tracks, and you had to do the A and the A and the
Mhm.
A and the little A and the little. I did some kind of book that you had to, when you're in kindergarten, you had to
It's a
have that book that you.
penmanship.
Yes, they don't do that
Penmanship
anymore.
was penmanship was a thing.
Yeah, so I'm thinking with my daughter, I'm thinking, well, they did that in school. No, they didn't do that. I'm like, you have to sign. This was a while back. I was like, you have to sign something. She had to sign. She was like, sign. So she printed. And I was like, no, what the? They don't teach that in school. So it's like you have to teach. So I had to teach her how to make her, like, you got to do your signature. This is a legal thing. You got to do your signature. But if you're not teaching it as a parent, the schools don't teach that anymore. I was just very surprised. The new math, and they don't teach cursive.
And it's like, how is 4 and 4 not 8? I was like,
Listen, it was too much for me. I remember back, I was like, well, what? Oh, the teacher said this was wrong. How? Because they do it differently. Something different. No, I can't help you with this. We're gonna have to get a math tutor or something, because I'm not there with you. So between the math and the cursive writing and signature and this and that, these kids, the alphas, they don't do any of that. Everything is a device, a phone. And the pandemic really brought that home because you remember,
TJ, I have seen literal babies that are 1 and 2 years old, and they're doing this,
it's
swiping and
instinctive
tapping.
to them.
They know how to do it, and nobody said, "Okay, here how." No, they got in there and
They
they
know.
tapped on something. Something happened, and they're like, "Oh!" I was like, "Wait a minute."
That's funny that you said it because I remember when Snapchat first came out, and it was like, well, how do you use it? But everybody, the Gen Z knew how to. It was this. I was like, what? Where's the? I had to go to YouTube to get a Gen Z person that did a video that told me how do you navigate Snapchat, because there was no instructions. It was just, well, how do you do? And like Fran said, they know how to do that. So it was instinctive to them. But to us,
well, see, and this brings me back to something Steve Jobs said. He said, "You don't need a stylist."
ooh, I remember that, and I remember this was coming out of the what was that device we had with the stylus?
Was it a Samsung?
No, the
Was it
Palm
black
Pilot. Anybody
Palm
remember that?
Pilots? Yes.
We taking it way back, y'all. The Palm Pilot. It was a little device like a phone, but it wasn't a phone. It was just a screen, and you had to have a little plastic stylus, like what they use for the gamers. There's some game console handheld that you use it, and you use that to write and everything. And then when Steve Jobs came around with his wonderful device that we all have now, and people were like, "Well, where's the stylus?" Like, you don't need that. Well, you can use this if you need, but you don't need that. And it was such an uproar. Oh my God. Ending of the world.
The world is the sky is falling. We
How
don't
are we
have a
gonna do
stylist.
without he was like, this thing. Now, when he made the iPad, they did put but that's extra. You have to buy that. I don't think it comes with a stylus. I think you have to buy the stylus.
It's a pencil, by the way, and it's not a stylus.
You have to buy this.
That's $100 and something pencil. That is not a stylus.
And I lost one. I'm like, where is it? It's here somewhere. I don't.
Did they ever put Find My on that? I think on the new ones, the very new ones.
Okay, so the new ones. I don't have a new one. So I was like, it's probably dead. I had to find. I've had my AirPods. I did the laundry or something. I did something and I folded something and put them down. I was like, wait, and they died. So you can't do the Find My if they're not charged. But I found them because I moved some clothes. I was like, hey. And they were out. I think they were outside of the case. But these are one of the things that happens when you have all of these little digital devices. You have to make sure that you keep them
charged.
They have to be charged. They have to be somewhere, and then you can use the Find My, which I love it. I love the Find My. But the pencil, my pencil, because I don't have a new pencil. I don't have a new pencil. It works.
I don't have that one yet. I was like, oh, I need to get the new one so I can know what my pencil.
But mine, I'm like, it's fine. But talking about all of this, the devices and where we are now, the generations that are using it and what's happening, got me to this, looking at this post in Zero. And then the article and actually, let me give you the link while I'm thinking about it.
So yesterday, Terry, yes. So yesterday, Terry and I were talking about, because people were looking for communities, right? And we found out that Substack is an excellent place to create community.
Yes, because of the things that they've added.
I was like, wait a minute, you can go live. And if you want to know more, just go back to yesterday's program. And because we went through all of the benefits and things of that nature, I was like, wait, do I want to move the community over to another platform where you can just be on one platform? And like you were saying about the Periscope and the posting, you won't get tired posting because you'll only have to post one time in Substack.
Right. Right.
Now, yeah, so in that we talked about the social media. When you go on Facebook and everything, that is your announcement, your awareness, that people are aware of you and your cookies or whatever. But then when they sign up, you take them over to your house. You talk to them over there, not on the platform where you met them. You got to bring them someplace so that, hi, okay, everybody, we're going to do the da, 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 and now they're part of the family.
Yes. Exactly. So I wanted to read one more thing from this article, and then we'll talk more about it. This is from the New Yorker article, so it's pretty long, and I think I'll put the link in, but there's a part where he's talking about posting zero, because that's what really we're talking about, the posting zero. And I call it the social media aspect because that the social media aspect, the social part of it is going away as far as public posting. But he's calling it posting zero, a point at which normal people, the unprofessionalized, uncommodified, unrefined masses, stop sharing things on social media as they tire of the noise, the friction, and the exposure. Posting zero would mean the end of social media as it was once conceptualized as a real-time record of the world created by anyone who was experiencing anything at all, but the presence of normies. There's a lot of words he's using in here as far as culturally. Normies was what made social media worth turning into. So now they're saying, because now there's only dry corporate marketing, AI generated slop, and dreck from thirsty hustlers attempting to monetize a dwindling audience of voyeurs. So, this is the New Yorker, so they kind of use those $50 words. But that's what these are the people that they write prose. I'm not a real, I don't really consume anything from the New Yorker, but they're known as very like highbrow, and they're going to use all these big words.
It was in the New Yorker, so okay.
The New Yorker. Okay. So this is the concept behind posting zero is that, okay, in the beginning with social media, we used to post our lunch. We used to connect, this is what's going on in my day. In the early days, 2007, 8, and 9, when Twitter and everything was fresh and new and it was wonderful and it was lovely. And then here come the trolls and the haters and the racists and all of that ugly stuff came out, and now they attack you for posting your wonderful dog or your wonderful lunch or how happy you are, because they're not happy. So that kind of makes you want to retreat, and it doesn't make you want to leave social media. You go into the private area. That's what I'm saying about the group chat for the family, the Substack, which has there's a private chat. Substack is set up also for you to have a community where people pay. You can put that in there.
Yep.
You can do public stuff, but you can do private stuff. All of these things are for you to control access to those people who want to bring hate and all of the other things to you, the ugly stuff. And you're like, no, I'm here for the good stuff. I'm here for the private chat. And it's all around interest-based, or in the case of the family group chat, that's interest. Like Fran was giving a story about Thanksgiving. That's interest based on the family. That's on the family level. But it's still communicating. It's still stories. It's still using social media. It's just that it's not public. Posting zero means we're not posting publicly anymore. And what does it have to do with business owners? You might freak out and say, well, nobody's there, or nobody's going to see my post. And I'm saying it's Periscope marketing. It's still there. The submarine is still there under the ocean. You just don't see it. It's there. And if there's something to go up and see, we'll go up and see. and it might be a silent commentary, and we take that information down to the group chat. Hey, I saw this business that da 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 da. Whatever the need is of the chat, you bring
Right.
that public information down under the depths with the submarine. It goes down. It's still being consumed. And remember, I talked about the silent buyers.
Well,
It's a
and
thing.
then the word, and so the word of mouth from the one person who went up to go look
Yes.
and came back
Yes.
and told the rest of the group. Now the rest of the group is going to go by, and you don't know that they didn't come from your social media
It
post.
could be your best friend. It could be a group chat of 4 people, your best friends. It could be a group chat of 100 family members. It could be a community of 1,000 people who care about hot sauce or goat yoga. There's so many topics that I've talked about, and they sound silly back then. But now it's like, okay, don't make fun of me because I like goat yoga. Remember that one? That's going with. It's still a thing. Goat yoga.
It
Look
really
it up.
is, and people
It's
are.
a thing. I'm not making it up. But because there's people out there that, whatever reason, not happy, so they're going to make fun of your happiness. And you still want to talk about goat yoga. There might be people spread all over the United States in different states. You can't get together. It might be people in different countries. How do you communicate? How do you tell stories? How do you share your love of goat yoga? The private chat, the private community, wherever it's set up. It could be WhatsApp. It could be Snapchat. It could be Facebook
Yes.
Messenger. It could
Yes.
be Instagram broadcast channels. It could be
Mhm.
Substack. It could be LinkedIn. LinkedIn has the private section. It might not be there because LinkedIn is more, networking in businesses and B2B. But I'm saying that YouTube, I keep forgetting about YouTube is there. You do a video on goat yoga and you turn the comments off. But guess what? Everybody knows to go to the post section on your channel and they can talk to you there. And then you can control all the haters with a simple block. And you're commenting, you're linking to, hey, come over to WhatsApp. We're talking about the goat yoga over there. Or come over to my website. I have a private something set up. There's plenty of things.
And you know who just went with a group chat?
Who?
ChatGPT.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And so we played with it yesterday at our first Monday event.
Mm-hmm.
And so literally I sent the link to some of the Bizchicks that were in the room, and we did a group chat so we could now discuss, different ways of doing whatever. And ChatGPT is there to give us insight and answer questions. And that I was like, oh, this is good.
And Dr. Tati says folks love goat yoga. Yes, they do. Goat yoga, hot yoga, whatever yoga that's coming. But see, it's a thing now because of the haters, because of the people, because of the racist comments, whatever it is. The community is now under the surface of the water, but the community is still talking, thriving, sharing stories, and buying.
Okay, okay, now we've been dating ourselves all this time. You know what this reminds me of? The fan page for an artist.
Yes.
I'm your number one fan, and I'm the president of the ABCD fan club. And all of these people, okay, you know what the biggest fan club is right now, I think?
Who?
Star Trek.
Really? I believe it. Because they have a conference or a convention and this and that.
They have conventions. They got Star Trek Day. They got all kinds of stuff.
Themselves
Trekkies, the whole thing, and there are millions.
And how long have they been doing this?
Since probably the 70s. The Star Trek was in play from 66 to 69. That 3 years.
Yes.
But people in the reruns brought it back. And so younger people are even involved in it now. dressing up,
Yes.
doing the whole live
Yes, they
long
have
and
a
prosper,
what is
all of that.
cosplay, I think they call it.
Yes,
They don't call it costuming in Halloween. They call it cosplay, that you dress up like your
cosplay.
favorite character. But that's an example of community. And that's what's happening. Now, when that community started, they were probably paper and pen, and then they went to the AOL thing, and then they went here and they went there, and now they probably have a myriad of things where they connect. You know, a group in California might have a website for the people in California. People
Yep,
in New York might have, yeah.
Star Trek New York, Star Trek California, whatever it is.
And what do they talk about? Getting together, their favorite
Mhm.
episode, their favorite character, their favorite person, their favorite episode, all of those things. Conversations happen around what? Interest.
Oh, and recently, remember this was before COVID, the thing
Mhm.
was winter is coming, and
Oh,
everybody
Game
was
of
talking
Thrones.
about
Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Well, they kind of killed that community with the last season, but you know, we won't get into that. So there's a lot of unhappy people. But there is more Game of Thrones fandom things happening because HBO has made I think there's 2 shows off of that. There's another
Mhm.
one coming in 2026. So that fandom is growing, is continuing to grow and talk.
So
And
the
they
spin
use social media.
and this is the spin-offs, and that's what
Yes, the
Star Trek
prequels,
did.
sequels. They
New
go
movies,
back and forth. They
yeah,
got
they got
prequels
yeah. And so all of this to say to your point of our discussion today is that people went and gathered somewhere else. We don't have
but
to
they always gathered. It's not just social media. Let's
mm-mm.
talk about the caveman. Cave people. I keep saying caveman. Cave people, what did they do? They gathered
They
around the
did.
fire. What they do? Tell stories. What they do?
Mm-hmm.
Draw on the walls. How
Mm-hmm.
do we know? Because you can
Because
see
they're
the
still
cave drawings.
because it's still there.
You can see that Native Americans have their own culture, their own stories, and they keep that alive. Do they might be on social media, but all of those things survive from oral history, oral stories. Same thing with African Americans. We have our own oral history, oral stories handed down from ancestors, griots. People's job was to keep that going. All of that existed outside of the internet and social media.
And it will still continue on without so if
Yes,
social media went away today, it would still keep going.
right. But because we have technology, these things are digitally available to
Mm-hmm.
those who want it. And also, there are gatekeepers for each of these societies, culture, groups, communities, whatever name you want to call it. The gathering of people will always exist. That's why I saw this article. People are posting zero. I'm like, do not be afraid of this because we've talked about the silent buyer, the silent lurker. There will always be people looking at things. They may not engage with your post. They may not make a comment. They may not say a thing. But if what you're talking about connects with them, fits a need, provides value, and there's a link to buy, I don't need to ask you anything. You've set it up perfectly. I don't need to ask anything because you set it up perfectly online with a public post. Hey, something, something, something. Go to my link, do this, do that, connect with me here, there, everywhere. Get on my email list. I don't care what it is. You've got a link line. You've got a line to them and you provided something that they want. Now, on the other side of that, if you do that and nothing happens and nobody buys, well, there's a disconnect. That's all it is. You can't say, it's the algorithm. I mean, shadow ban. I need chronological order on Instagram. No, you don't. No, you don't.
So the algorithm doesn't matter anymore.
Well,
Be,
it matters. It's just that you
what
have
what
to
I
be
meant
talking about something that's of
what I
value.
meant what I
Mhm.
meant was that the algorithm doesn't stop you anymore
And it
because
doesn't work the way it did before. That's another issue.
right,
It doesn't
because
work.
it cannot if the people connect with you, you still have this group of people that you're talking to, and they're talking to other people. They're still doing word of mouth, so the algorithm can't control that.
And I keep, bringing up Instagram because I think I saw before Thanksgiving, poor Adam, the CEO, he had another video talking about how things work. And I believe he explained like, oh, I can't. He was doing an interview and they asked him something about Instagram and stuff, but the comments were still, oh, BS, give us chronological, your shadow, the whole thing, you're shadow banning us. Why aren't you giving us things the way it used to be? Here's the deal. Why can't you show all my posts to my followers? That's every time he comes on. And I'm just looking real quick because
Your followers don't want to see your post, people. Okay. They didn't want to see them. That's why because it's the Netflix, I call it the Netflix effect. Netflix keeps showing me stuff that they think I'm gonna like because of what I already liked or what I put in my on my watch list. Oh, because of that, we think you'll like this. And they didn't, they're putting up based on my interest, not based on anything else. And so that's
I believe this post, Adam's post, he did an interview with Good Guys podcast. I think it was November 18th, if you want to go and look at it. And I'm trying to remember what it was. I know he was talking about the process, because the thing is, he has to tell us, well, them, not us, because we already know. He has to tell them, look, guys, this is how the algorithm is new. This is AI. This is how you work with it. This is how you're seeing. We're not doing anything to you. This is how, these are the new rules. You got to do your content to be seen in these new rules. We're not doing anything to you. He keeps saying it over and over because that keeps the user satisfaction level up. That keeps the posting up. Remember, we talked about this cycle of they have to have users. They have to have people that want to post. They have to have people that are happy about being on Instagram. And there are some that are still there, but you have this contingent group that are like, show us chronological. We don't care. When I got on Instagram in 2010, it did blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, it's 2025.
15 years ago, sweetie, your Carter is not even the same.
Do you have a computer from 2010? Do you have a phone? Some people might have a phone from 2010, but no.
Why?
Things work differently.
Why? The software. TV. Wait, the software does not work. A computer from 2015 is going to have a problem today because the software does not work.
Yes, it all works hand in hand. Now, I'm not saying that you got to go buy a phone every year. You don't. But you cannot have something, technology that's 15 years old and expect it to work the way that you need it in 2025. That's just how things go. You have to buy tires on your car. Do you just, I bought tires 15 years ago? No.
We don't want to ride with you. You bought tires 15 years ago.
No, absolutely not. Now, if we're talking like, I know Doc Chachi had some things with a house like a water heater. You don't buy a water heater every, those things you expect them to last. Refrigerator, you're going to buy a quality product that lasts a long time. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about, technology. And there's a law. I keep forgetting the name of it. These things change over and over and over so fast.
Right.
That's why.
And just like you said, just because the new thing came out don't mean you have to go buy it tomorrow. You don't have to buy it.
Apple makes a new chip every year, only because I gotta remember the name of this law. That it's the technology of it. It's the not the implementation. It is the development of it that keeps churning. It doesn't stop still just because you bought a phone today or last year or 5. It doesn't stop. Technology doesn't stop. It's turning. So Apple puts out they make a new chip every year because the components get better. So they make a new chip, they make a new tablet, and make a new laptop It's because that's what they do. It's a company.
Well, and see, you do not want them to stop
Innovation. You don't want that.
You
I mean,
don't
to stop.
want any of, not just Apple, any of
Yeah, I'm just using them as
you
an
do
example.
not want them to stop, because then we'll be left behind as things are coming forward, because the new tech is there. You need the newest of what's happening to keep up.
Right. But if you can't
keep
buy it,
up
you
with
don't
old
have to
stuff.
buy it. You don't.
No.
And see, Apple, just for an example, Apple will come out with whatever operating system. Then they say, oh, if your computer is this or below, it's not going to work. Sorry, there's a point where we can't make it work with something from 15 years ago. It just cannot. So we say from whatever year on up until today, if you update, it will work. They do that.
Because the capability of your device has to be able to handle the new software.
Exactly. Now, if you got a Betamax looking for a movie today, this Betamax machine.
Like, what movies are you gonna have? You're gonna be hard pressed to even find a video store to buy a Betamax in.
That's just the nature of the technology. So you're gonna have to let go of that Betamax or that whatever laser disc player or whatever so that's just how technology rolls. But getting back to this posting zero thing, I just really saw this and I was like, okay, I hope nobody freaks out. Nobody, as in business owners, is like, oh my God, nobody's posting. And Gen Alpha really doesn't want to post because 75% of them want to put the internet down and go play in the grass, which is what you told them. Go play in the grass. You're always telling them that. So now they're putting them, oh, but the business owner's going to wait. No. I need you to be online posting. No, you don't. They don't need to post. They just need to be there.
Right.
They need to come in, check wherever they like. You're there with an organic post, or even better, a paid post, because that paid is going to be pushed out.
Okay, so here's another thing that people may not know. ChatGPT just put in shopping research into ChatGPT.
Yeah, we talked the latest one is the Target integration. Like you can buy within.
It is you do not need to leave ChatGPT to go shopping.
It's right there. You ask it something and
but if your article was never published, ChatGPT can't go find you.
Nope.
Or what you wrote.
Nope. No, it can't. If you're not there with a blog, it's not going to come into ChatGPT. It's not going to come into Perplexity. It's not going to come. Gemini, I think Gemini does sources. If you ask, it will bring the sources.
Yeah, in the Gemini, you can ask in the AI mode, and it'll go search articles.
Yeah, because I know I asked for this story. I asked ChatGPT. I asked one of them. I asked, I saw this 75% of something. I said, is this true? And it went and it said, yes, it's true. This is from Razorfish. And it pulled up the sources and it gave me all the stuff. And it was like, here's the study. So I found everything I wanted just by saying, is this, I read this fact. Is it true? I didn't say, go get me the source. I just said, is it true? Conversations with the bot. Just ask it like a person. We're not writing well, we got to make a prompt. I don't do that. I'm like, is this true? I read this. Tell me about it. Explain.
And then there's the third thing about ChatGPT. You can just talk to it like we're talking. And you can use the dictation, or you can just talk to it and it'll keep track of the chat. Now, I was like, oh, wait.
All right, let me give you a little bit of my notes before we wrap this up. So it's like the social aspect. So this is what my assistant gave me. Social media isn't dying. Posting is. People haven't stopped scrolling, watching, or consuming. They're just done sharing their own normal lives. Posting pictures of dinner, pets, and random thoughts used to be the default. Now people go quiet. Why? Feeds feel hostile, noisy, commercialized. Nobody wants to compete with influencers. Algorithms reward performative content, not authentic connection. Everything feels like an ad, an angle, or a hustle. This creates the posting zero effect. Normal people pull back. Only brands, marketers, bots, and hustlers remain. Okay, cool. Let me see. What else is there? There's some other things in here. Oh, where this leads, the return of micro communities. We just talked about that. That's the group chat, the family group, whatever you want to call it. Micro communities. Why? People still crave connection. They're simply opting out of the public feed economy. You see it everywhere. Private groups, WhatsApp channels, Telegram pods, Substack communities. We talked about that. Patreon / memberships, email lists, Discord servers, on and on and on. You can list all of these things. Why? Small, quiet, safe, human spaces are winning because the internet is shifting back to away from visibility as far as people wanting to post, not the business side of it. Now, we still want the visibility. And see, we have to look at this because these are the changes. These are changes. Now, it says what this means is that posting less doesn't mean doing less. Your audience will comment privately, message you, forward your content, watch everything you do, buy quietly, convert through email, lurk for 6 months before becoming a consumer. The silent audience is real. That's it. So what's the winning strategy for going forward? It says trust is greater than performance. So you want to explain who you are and what you're about. You want to build a relationship with the people that are consuming your content. So you want to make sure there's a connection, a human connection, authentic, and trust. That's why I said trust. We're going to move into trust.
So we're talking silent buyers, the silent buyers.
Yes. And see, just because this posting zero where there's not a lot of public posting as it was in the beginning, doesn't mean that people are going to just drop social media, because the conversation is happening under the surface of the ocean. That's why I did the periscope. The submarine is still there, is gliding around. People on that submarine talking and partying and doing whatever they're doing. It's still happening. So that's what I mean for us, that social media is still happening, but things on the surface are changing. Just because there's less posters, just because no one comments. I always say this, we're moving away from the vanity metrics of when there's no likes, there's no comments, there's no this, and there's no that. Well, I say, well, as a business, are they buying? Because you have to have the system for them to buy. You're not just going to post and just leave it there. And this is the thing I'm starting to notice on YouTube. I came across somebody that was, I forgot what they were talking about. And it was, well, basically it was like, oh, I lost my job and something about AI. I learned AI and I did da 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 da. I was like, cool. So I looked at their YouTube channel. I was like, well, you don't have any way for me to buy from you or connect with you or whatever. So you drop in the bulk. And see, this is another thing we're going to start talking about YouTube. People are looking at YouTube as the partnership program only. How do I make money on YouTube? The partnership program. That's not the only way. And I think Sean from Think Media talks about this a lot. There's a couple other people that talk about it. But for some reason, people think if I get on YouTube and I get in a partnership program, oh, it's gravy train money then. No, you can grow right now without being on it. If you have, like I said, I saw the video, it interests me. I looked at it. I was like, well, what does she have to offer that I can buy? Or what link does she have where I can get in her community, on her email list, her Discord, whatever I don't care what it is. How do I connect with her more? Because she's got something off channel. There was nothing off channel. And I'm like, that's a ball that's dropped for this person. Like, you need to have something where every video you're doing, it has
thank you for that reminder, because I need to go put the workshop on yesterday's video and put on there, hey, connect with Bizchicks, which should be on every video.
Yes, and that's a simple comment or in the description, however you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the description. It could be a comment that the channel owner puts up, and it's posted, not posted, pinned. It's the first
Mm-hmm.
comment, and I'm seeing that a lot. I'm starting to go, and when I look at YouTube, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. I like this topic. Da 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 da. What's the next step? This should always be the next step, not just here's the video. Hope you watch it. Let me get some views. Is the views going in the bank? If you're not in the partnership program and you're trying to get in the partnership program and you're like, man, I gotta get those views. What is it? Is it 4,000?
4,000 watch,
Watch
4,000,
out. I forgot what it is.
1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours.
Yeah. So if you're working on that, in the meantime, you've got people watching. Well, you can say, well, I'm not there in the partnership program, which yes, you want to be in there, but that's not the gravy train. The gravy train is I got a Patreon. I have affiliate program. I have a this. I have a course. I have a whatever it is. Because once they watch a video and they're going away, they might not come back. Now, YouTube might show them another video from you, but why bank on that? It's the same thing with Party City. Remember Party City? When you went in, they asked you for your birthday. I think they asked you for your birthday. Or they asked for your email, something. Because that was, you came in the store, you bought a costume, you bought a something. I'm not gonna let you get out of here without getting my connection of an email, because that way I can draw you back in.
Right. And a lot of that, there's a lot of stores who are doing that. Oh, are you on the rewards program? Some store I was at and I was like, no, and I don't want to be. Are you sure? Because you know, all of these foods would have a discount or something. I'm like,
give me your birthday, we give you a gift, happy. Those are all things that keep you connected.
Mm-hmm.
That's the smart thing as a business. You want to keep you don't want to go, well, hey, thanks for shopping today. See you later. Hope you come by another time. No.
You really want to ask, even if they say no the first time because they're in a hurry. Just keep asking. At some point, they're going to do it.
Easy to where it is a QR code. It
Thank you.
Something easy.
Okay, because Best Buy is not easy. They want you to type in your email. I was like, stop.
No, we're not doing
you got to
that.
make sure you spell it right, and it ain't like you can copy and paste and put it in there. I'm like, ugh.
There's so many ways, but what I'm saying is we're going to talk about this more. I've always talked about email list, email marketing. That is your landline. Oh, I got a smartphone. I got a cell phone. Ha ha ha. When there's a storm and the cell towers are down, something happens, the internet breaks, the internet's offline. It just happened. Cloudflare went down. It was, oh, okay.
People were like, they were screaming like, wait a minute.
I'm just saying. So you want to
it does go down.
Yeah. And with the email list, you don't want to go, well, here's a free ebook or a free chat. It has to be something that they want. Here's a good analogy. If they would pay something they would pay for. And you're going like, well, I want them to pay. No, it has to be on that quality and they can't resist it. Irresistible. Yep. Get them on the list. That's your doorway to have a conversation. Anytime you want. No, Instagram is this and that, and Facebook this and that, or the internet, none of that, because you have a direct line to that person.
I like that you said give them something that they should be paying for.
And we need to talk about this more, because it's like, email list, give them a free ebook, give them a checklist. No, something valuable that maybe they would pay for. Irresistible. And you take, that's called a loss leader in retail. They give you, the store says free to get you in the line. Free to get you in the door.
This used to be like gift with purchase when you went to the Estee Lauder counter or
Yes, you
whoever.
get the
You get a bag. You got a purse that you
something.
know it was a tangible something that looked pretty nice.
Yeah. Now you're not gonna give away, like a designer bag, but you can give away a bag. That's a good example. A little, a little weekend. I've seen it. Oh, the little weekender bag, the little something, and it's not. Oh, it's not a designer, but it's a little weekend bag to get away, and
Right,
they give it to
something
you
that
for
you
free.
can, you can put your stuff in and hop on a plane and do
Yes,
something.
you're not going to care about it. It's not the designer bag that you're going to care about. Is a weekend bag that you can throw on the plane, the train, in the back of the trunk, whatever it is. That's how they do that. They give away like Fran says, free with purchase, and it's
But this
something.
time, in line with what you said, we're not giving a purchase. They don't have to purchase. They sign up and we give you
Of equal
something
value to something
yes.
yes. So that's what I mean when the email list, that you no longer can say, well, you get a free ebook, you get a free checklist, unless it is something, a workbook or something that, they would, I would have paid for this. You're on the right track. Okay. And
What
if
would
you
you
need help
want to
with
get?
that,
Yeah, you
your
need to see
assistant.
Terry. You can go, or you can go talk to terryjohnsononline.com/info. She answers questions,
Yeah.
people. She will answer your questions. She will give you real world answers that you can use right now. So go to
Ask her. Let's talk about it.
terryjohnson.com/info.
Yeah.
And
Do that.
because yes, we have chat gpt, but you may not know what to ask chat gpt,
Yeah, you may
but
not.
you can ask
Yeah.
TJ and she'll tell
Yeah.
you how to ask your
Yeah.
chat gpt.
Yeah, sometimes everything isn't automated. Sometimes you need a human interaction. That's not a problem.
Because you feel safe with the human, and
Yeah,
not that the bots and things are not going to answer you well. It's just that the human gets you because we can hear the inflection in your voice, and we're like,
yeah, we're the
we
driver. Yeah,
we can figure out. Oh, you mean
you
this?
mean,
Yes,
and then you can direct the chat bot to do what you need to give you the right information, because it's just
correct.
gonna give you information.
But it won't give you the essence
Right.
of the information
Because I've
and
done
the
that.
things.
I've said, "Oh, that's not what I meant. I meant XYZ," or I give me more, I pick out whatever it returned to me. I was like, "Well, I don't like that. Tell me more about this," or I meant this instead of that. And then it's a redirection kind of a thing, because
But
you might have
TJ
used it
is
and didn't like what it said, and then you put the tool down and said, "Well, this doesn't work." I'm like, "No, it works."
yeah. And a lot of people are like, it just sounds so robotic. You need to see
Well,
us.
there's some things you
You
got to do.
There's
There's
some
some
things that need to be
calibrations.
done, and we can help you with that.
Yeah,
You get terryjohnsononline.com/info, or you can literally go to bizchicks.net.
that too. That works.
And right now, get into the community group. Just go to bizchicks.net, click the button, sign up for the group. Right now, there is no charge. Come January, that might be a different story. But right
Yeah.
now, get grandfathered in, because
Yep.
in the community, you're going to get workshops. We are planning some things for you, summits and workshops and things. Oh my, everything that you need to take the hassle out of your hustle.
Sounds good.
That's what we want to do. You can also text us if that works better for you. You can text biz 33777. We do not spam.
No
We're
spam.
just going to give you updates because we just talked about it. And then you can sign up. Once you sign up, you can get in on the Bizchicks group chat, because we're putting that together too. Our Chat GPT group chat, so that we can keep in connection. We can ask you questions about things that are coming up, and you can chime in, make your voice heard.
See, I love that.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna figure out how to use some stuff. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, it's more about like, it's like, oh, everybody can talk on well, not everybody can talk on Messenger. Not everybody has WhatsApp. Not everybody has blah blah blah. So you want to have a platform where you're here, talk over here. Now we have ChatGPT group chat. Go over there and try that and see what you like.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna be reaching out. Go to bizchicks.net, get on the mailing list, and let's get connected.
Good stuff coming.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today live and on the replay. Dr. Tachi and all of you who make bizchicks.tv possible. We will be back on Friday. We're going to be talking tech. Ooh,
yep.
The tech we're winding up. We got one. Ooh, this is December.
Yeah. Where did
wow.
time go?
I don't know, but the new year will be upon us soon. So we need you to stick around. We want to hear from you. We want to know what's the questions that you have and how we can help you. So thank you so much. We're going to let Brittany take us away. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Same time, same channel.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.